afternoon. The Committee on Parole is called to order. So give us your name and your DOC number.
You're mute.
Where are we on? We can get to it.
Change the roll.
Okay. Michael
All right.
St. Michael
All right,
St.
we
Cyr,
can get- Thank you, thank you.
739-197.
That is correct. I want to tell the officer before you step away, we really like y'all input on in our hearings. So at the appropriate time, we ask you if he had any write-ups and how he's been doing at the appropriate time, sir. We appreciate it. Right. My name is Pearl Wise, and to my left is Mr. Roche. My right is Mr. Roche, to my left is Mr. Bell Bella. We comprise your panel. Let me explain the process to you. I'm going to read some information into the record. Afterwards, we're going to conduct the interview with you, starting with Mr. Roche. And then we're going to hear from the staff there, let them tell us what they want us to know. You don't have any business, just were you expecting anybody? No business.
No, ma'am.
Right, and then after we hear that testimony, we're going to give you an opportunity to make a statement. Tell us whatever you want us to know, and then we'll vote. You understand the process?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to read the information into the record. Your name is Michael Ray St. Cyr. You are listed as a second felony offender. Your offenses are illegal carrying of a weapon and theft, possession with intent to distribute meth, illegal possession of stolen things, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and simple burglary. You have multiple sentencing dates, but your total sentence is 12 years. You have a parole eligibility date of January the 1st of 2023. You have a good time date of March the 13th of 2024. And you have a full term date of January the 1st of 2032. Does that sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. Mr. Roche.
Thank you, Mrs. Wise. Good afternoon, Michael. How are you?
I'm good. How you?
Good. Thank you, Patsy. Michael, you're currently 41 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're a second felony offender, and you've been at the Tangible Jail or Work Release since 2020. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what programs have you completed since you've been at Tangible?
I've asked to be in good time. They have not put me in nothing.
So how long have you been in the transitional work program?
I've been in work release since March 13th, 2021.
So you've been in work release almost 2 years,
Yes, sir.
and you have received no programs?
No, sir.
Does Tangible Parish Jail offer any programs?
They doing classes, but I mean, I wrote requests for good time and GED, and they haven't gave me nothing yet.
Okay, so you don't have a GED?
No, sir. I asked to take that too, and they haven't gave me nothing.
And you have some drug abuse issues, and you've requested substance abuse?
They told me when I first took my time in 2020 for all this, I asked to go to Stephen Hall because the court order, they didn't order it, they recommended. So while I was still in the jail, I became a trustee 3 months, and I talked to the head of security here to see if I can go to Stephen Hall, you know, for the substance abuse, and they never sent me nothing.
So you say the court, the judge himself recommended the Steve Hall program for you?
Yeah, they didn't court order it though. They just said they recommended I asked to take it.
Okay, we're gonna end this hearing very quickly, because I'm going to order you to the 9-month Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program. This time you will go,
Okay.
because it's an order of the Committee on Parole, and DOC will adhere to any order given by this body. Because you need some intensive substance abuse treatment. And hopefully, when you complete that program, you will have earned good time and you will be released immediately.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chairman?
Thank you, Mr. Roche.
Ms. Madam?
All righty. Mrs. Sinclair, what do you want to tell us before we vote?
Ma'am,
Is there anything you want to tell us before we vote?
that's about it. I mean, I did my time here, and you know, I know the stuff I did was wrong when I got messed up on drugs. You know, I don't have no excuse for what I did. I know I did wrong. I mean, I asked for help. I asked for good time. I asked for this. I asked for that, and they hadn't gave me nothing.
Okay. What about making restitution to your victim? That's one question I have. Now that you got all this work release money, would you be willing to make restitution to your victims?
I mean, I will, but they told me I didn't, they told me I paid all that or I didn't have none to do. But I mean, if I got to, I will. If I got to, I will.
Okay, all right, all right. That's all I have. Panel ready to vote?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Roche?
Mrs. Sincere,
Yes, sir.
based on the information I got in this brief hearing, it was the intention when you were sentenced that you go to the Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program. That has not been carried out. I am going to grant your early release after completing the 9-month Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program. Conditions after your release. You'll have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You are to follow all recommendations of the Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program. You are to attend at least 3 NAAA meetings a week, random drug screens. I want you to do community service at 3 hours a month. You understand those conditions?
Or you said the curfew was what? You said,
You know, let me go over those conditions.
aye,
I grant your release upon completion of the 9-month Steve Hall program.
okay,
You'd have to do that before you release.
okay,
After release, you are to follow all recommendations of that program. You have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You are to attend at least 3 NAAA meetings a week. And you are to have random drug screens by your parole officer. Do you understand those conditions?
yes, sir.
The last condition is community service, 3 hours a month.
Okay,
Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
And you do know what I mean by community service.
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Ms. Maribel?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. St. Cyr, my vote would be the same with the same conditions. I would encourage you to listen and open your mind and your heart to the Steve Hall program. It's the best program we've got. If that can't help you, you don't want to be helped. So good luck to you.
All right,
Mrs. Michael, I appreciate your honesty and your straightforwardness this afternoon. I concur, my vote is the same with the added condition. Due to your poor supervision history, report to probation parole weekly for the first 4 weeks to get acclimated to your officer and understanding that your officer is really on your team. Best wishes to you, sir. Your parole has been granted. To the staff there, we appreciate you all for accommodating us this afternoon. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, thank you. You too.